In the last 2 weeks, we have peaked. This will be an ongoing battle for us for the next year and a half to 2 years.
What do we know about the pandemic now?
In the last 2 weeks, we have peaked. Meaning, in the last 2 weeks, despite higher testing, we are seeing daily new cases decline. And the daily new deaths, they are also declining. These are the tenets or the features of what we typically term as a peak. And in terms of active cases, we have maintained less than 10 lakh active cases throughout the country for the last 2 weeks.
How efficient you find our testing, tracing, treatment strategies as of now?
Any data when we study on an average for India, it is not very insightful because we are seeing several states defy expectations. For instance, if you look at the testing records of UP, Bihar, these are states which are the worst in terms of health infrastructure as a whole. And yet they have maintained test positivity rate below 5%, which is the WHO benchmark. Some of our most affluent states, Maharashtra, Telangana, and now Karnataka, these are rich states for the country. And those are areas where testing has been a struggle.
What are the caution points you have been kind of flagging for all policymakers and stakeholders that you should be worried about?
I think the lockdown that we have had, it was a pragmatic response. But subsequent lockdowns, I think over time are becoming unnecessary. There is a very large number of people in our country who are around the poverty line. And income shocks of this type mean it can turn into humanitarian problem. Policy responses have to be highly localized, customized. No more large national level policies or even state level policies. So we need now zonal, we need district level containment strategy. So I think this will be an ongoing battle for us, Sanjay ji, for the next year and a half to 2 years.
40% share in the total death and the infections comes from Maharashtra. Why this dichotomy?
First of all, it is very difficult to have containment strategy of the kind that China has, or that we often look and admire, but it cannot be a reality in a democracy such as India. So when we try to deal with this pandemic one person at a time, that might not be the right strategy. Perhaps the right strategy is that if you do good contact tracing and you're able to isolate super spreaders are a reality in this pandemic. The nature of this virus is that it is dispersed not evenly. So states that have identified and managed it better are in a much better situation today. Testing is one part of that.
Could central government have done better in enforcing the customized gold standard protocols in much effective manner than it did?
You can set gold standard benchmarks, but if you do not have the capacity to enforce it, then it is quite meaningless. After all, we are dealing with a real-time crisis. It is an infectious disease. Now, in infectious diseases, the role of public health infrastructure becomes much more paramount. It's very important because private healthcare providers will find it very costly to deal with infectious diseases of what we are going through. That is why we have even seen in terms of TB, a majority of patients are driven towards public care because there is that means of dealing with something like that. So one is that dichotomy. Public-private, we have to understand the incentives.
What is your view on our current economic challenges? How have we managed so far? And what would you recommend that India needs to do going forward?
The lockdown, the first and the subsequent ones have had a tremendous negative shock. If you consider that by the end of March, economic activity was down minus 85%. We are seeing a recovery, it is very slow. The reason is that economic recovery is very closely intertwined with pandemic control. So I think managing that uncertainty and managing the risk is what the role of the government today is confidence building has to be done, I think, at all levels of the government to really get the economy back on its track.
What are the things you are expecting in wake of 24% contraction? We are the slowest, top 3 slowest economy in the world. And this is disastrous situation. There is not much conversation or there is no sense of alarm around that.
There should be alarm because we are still a low middle income country. With $2,100 per capita per annum, we cannot afford not to grow. So growth, economic growth will have to be, I think, our central focus simultaneously with controlling this outbreak, this disease. Private consumption is not going to rise. People are fearful. That's when the government has to step in and start spending money. The best spend, of course, if you look at the multiplier effect, is in the areas of infrastructure.
Policymakers was more driven by political consideration, not the considerations based on science.
I think leadership matters, Sanjay ji. We are glad that we have a leader who has said all the right things. We have said maintain physical distance. Countries that have had a scientific temperament, and I think a leading example in that is Germany. Every day they are putting out information on the R0. They are talking about super spreaders. So you see that level of disaggregated information, we have not been able to share with our people.
The government has kind of taken a stance where they do not want to borrow or monetize the deficit and come up with any major fiscal steps. They think the 85% of non-governmental economy will take care of India.
A lot of global, lenders think like that because we do want India to manage its fiscal deficit. One has to realize that this is not the time to hold on to those kind of benchmarks. I think, the government is stable and, sort of has high aspirations that if they are to roll out these kind of large fiscal stimulus, we are in a position to roll it back as well. So that fear that we will not be able to manage the fiscal deficit, I think it is an unfounded fear. I think that is again where leadership has to step in.
Will it be right to call Donald Trump the exhibit number 1 of what not to do?
I would absolutely say yes. And it is very disturbing because these are large federal democracies. But I think the reality of India is there is, of course, leadership, trust, there's politics. But the reality which I think has been staring at us for the last 7 months is the quality and quantity of health infrastructure, which unfortunately remains highly inadequate in many parts of our country.
During last 7 months, what have you kind of concluded about our data malnourishment in this country?
We have a lot of data, Sanjay. The problem is we don't have enough data scientists. We don't have the caliber and the capacity to transform data into information. And I think that is one of the reasons why we have not been in a position to give out much more detailed, disaggregated information to people about this pandemic.